we're going to technically go over the organization chart, how to use those, the functionality of it. And then I'm going to talk about strategically how to use it. In my opinion, an organization chart, when turned into an organization strategy, becomes one of the best tools any small business owner could have. So I'm going to explain to you how to turn it into a strategy tool that will help you to plan and grow your business. So the organization chart is in levels. You see the top level here where it says owners, and then it drills down into departments and then positions underneath. Generally speaking, if a position is below another, so like sales and marketing here and advertising, how that's interpreted in organizational design is that the sales and marketing manager is the manager of the advertising position. So the chart generally interpreted means the box above manages the box below. Now, having said that, if you want to interpret your chart in a different way, that's totally up to you. It's up to you to communicate to your employees, or if you're a manager, to the employees in your department, what the organization chart means. So to control the functionality of each of the boxes, it's super easy. It's just the little 3 dots here in the bottom right corner. So if I want to edit the title of this position here, if I want to add a box underneath it, or if I want to delete it, I hit the little 3 dots inside of the box that I'm working on. I choose edit, and that would allow me to edit the position title. When you edit the position title, you'll also see this field pop up called objective. So this is the purpose of the position. It's usually a sentence or a phrase. It's not a list of what the HR person does. It's the overall result or purpose of the position. If you do these well, these objectives, they make really great headlines for hiring, like on an online recruiting website. These objectives could be great, headlines for that position. So edit the title, the objective, and then click save. If I want to delete a position, and I'm not going to delete this one, but you just hit remove, and then that box would go away. If I want to add a box, again, I'll choose the box that I want to add the new box under, and then I hit add, and then the new box appears. So if I wanted to add a new box or position to president, say, I click these 3 dots, I hit add, and now this box is under president. So in these little 3 dots, you pretty much find most of the functionality that the org chart is capable of. I'm going to delete this position so you can see what that looks like. I just hit remove, and then it gives me one chance to change my mind up here. Once I say okay, then that box is gone. You can also move boxes around the chart. So this position here, if I wanted to move it, say under customer service, I'd do that and let go, and then it moves. I can also move a whole tree. So if I move customer service here, it's going to move the untitled position underneath it. I move it on top of, and I'm putting it right on top, not to the side or on this line, but right on top of the box I want to move it under, and then let go. And you can see it drops here. So easy to move boxes around. What the org chart is not capable of doing for the time being is selecting the order. So if I wanted this to be first in the order, then the org chart doesn't do that yet. That is functionality that's coming, but it doesn't exist now. The only way to create your own order of positions would be to rename the boxes. So if I wanted this to be the operations department, then I could edit the title of these boxes and make it operations, and then make this marketing. I'm going to move this box back over there. You can also shrink and expand the chart just by, I'm rolling my mouse in and out like this to move it up and down. On an iPad that's got like a little finger control, it gets a little crazy. If you're touching it, it's going to start going back and forth and back and forth. So it's much easier to control if you have a mouse. You can also do like Shift or Control Plus. Now that's making it bigger too. That's just a browser functionality, or Control minus. That's a more controlled way to move it in and out. I can also drag it left and right to move the chart. You can see if I pull it all the way this way, it's going to plop back into the view screen. So if you have a chart that's twice as wide as this one, and you pull it to the left or to the right, it's going to pull back to the edge of the chart. And then to center it, I'll just center it this way. And you can grab anywhere on the screen and it'll move around. This icon right here is for searching. For those of you who have large charts, you can search a position, and then it'll highlight that position. It'll move the chart, and then you see it blips there to show you the position. With most organization charts, it's small enough you can scroll back and forth, but if you want to search, that's how you do it. You can also collapse departments just by hitting this little negative sign here. So you can see now the sales and marketing department has shrunk. And if I do all of these, then now I'm looking at just this piece of my chart. And then I could just open up like one department, and now I'm just seeing this one. So this is a cool feature if you're doing a presentation, say, and you want to show the organization chart, but you want to focus like only on one department. It's also nice for printing. So printing is the next thing I'm going to discuss. The printing in any kind of web situation is complicated or problematic just because of printers. So unless you're dealing with like a architect printer that prints off huge sheets of paper, it's very hard to make the chart fit if it's big on an 8.5 by 11 or even like a legal size paper, because you can shrink it. So I'm shrinking it down now, but eventually we're not going to be able to see the titles in these boxes. So the best solution for this is if you've got a chart that can be kind of cut in half, and you can print it on 2 sheets of paper and then tape it together, you can do that if you really, really need to have it printed. Or you could collapse the departments like I did before. So something like this, and then you can print just this view, and then you can close that one down and open this and then print this view. The easiest way to get the best printing quality is to make a screenshot of the chart. So I'm just going to open up a snipping tool right here. So what I mean is I would take a screenshot of this like this. And so now I've got this picture, and then I can go file print from here. So if you've got a chart that is several pages long, you could take multiple screenshots if you wanted to. And then, like I was saying before, print the paper. Print the paper and then tape it together, or shrink down the departments like this, go to and take a screenshot of just this, say. So we're on the sales and marketing department, so you could go, just like that and take a picture of that. So those are some ideas. I imagine eventually we're going to focus in on the printing more of the org chart and make it so there are things within it that allow you to print, but it's always going to be problematic just because of the size. So that's the basic functionality of the organization chart. So let's talk about just some techniques on building your organization chart. So one thing is make sure that you only have one box per position. If I have 5 salespeople right here, I don't need 5 sales boxes. I don't need salesperson 5 times in 5 boxes. I can go salesperson here and select it, and then I could put like 5 right there if I wanted to represent the number of people that fill that role. So that's what that looks like. The reason you don't want to have 5 boxes is it just becomes redundant. So if I have 5 people filling this role, doing all the same work, I would have to not only make 5 boxes, but I'd have to link all these processes 5 times to 5 different positions. And that makes your chart bigger, makes it easier to, or harder to see, definitely harder to print. TouchStone, how it works with TouchStone is a person is going to be assigned to this role. So you create users over here in account administration, and then you assign them to their roles on the org chart. So I could have 5 salespeople, and in account administration, I assign them all to this role. Now TouchStone knows that they're the sales person. And when they log in, they're going to see their control panel, like I see this one. Each of them will see one that says sales. When they go to that control panel or to those processes, they're all seeing the same processes. But if they complete something or make notes or fill out a checklist or go and review something because the sales manager told them to, all that's saved unique to that particular user. Furthermore, in account administration, you can see here how I've got 2 bookkeepers, Mary and Mike. I've got 2 customer service people, John and Jack. So in account administration, I've gone to Mary's name, her username, and assigned her the bookkeeping role. And same with Mike, I assigned him the bookkeeping role. So this also really eliminates the need to put names in the boxes too. So I see sometimes on organization charts that people are trying to squeeze all 5 sales people's person's name into the box. That just makes it really long, and eventually the title gets cut off. It's not really necessary to do that, because if you remember the dashboard functionality, as the manager here, I see my people's names down here, so I know what role they're filling. When they log in, they're going to see their position right here, so they know what role they're filling. So that makes it unnecessary to put it on the organization chart. So the lines here represent the reporting positions. So this is the managerial position. These gray lines coming down represent the subordinate positions or the positions I manage. This subordinate line here, typically, like I said at the beginning, represents a subordinate position as well. So the salesperson here manages the sales assistant, or the marketing coordinator manages the marketing assistant. When a box is under another, that typically means that the one above is the manager. And this is how TouchStone operates as well, because if I have a control panel, I've been assigned this role, it's giving me management review for all the positions underneath. What happens if the sales assistant and the advertising person report to salespeople like this? So this would represent a salesperson or salespeople, and then a sales assistant and an advertising position reports underneath. Now, if in your situation, maybe you have different types of salespeople. So let's say you have, I'm just going to drag this box over here to represent it. So let's say you have like an inside sales, which is here, and outside sales. But with the inside sales positions, the sales assistants always report to them. Well, even though they may do similar work, you may, in that case, may want to have 2 boxes because the title of the position is different and the reporting positions are different. So if you do have situations like that, then two boxes for the same position, might be necessary. And if you're ever struggling with this and wondering, how to design it, always give us a call or send me an email, and we can give you advice.